All right, guys. With that all down, let's get out to the next topic here, shall we? Paris, what do we got up next?
All right, well, according to a report in Gizmodo, Warner Brothers has set a release date for the next Denis Villeneuve event film, which many people will believe will be Dune 3 on December 18th, 2026. If this date sounds a bit familiar, it's because that is also the date that a new Star Wars movie is supposed to come out. John, is it possible that these two movies both come out on the same day, or will one move? And if so, which one moves?
Here's what just happened. Picture, if you will, a big table. Warner Brothers just came walking up to the table, unzipped its pants, and threw its giant Dune-sized wong on the table and said, "Here you go, Star Wars. What are you going to do about it?" This is ballsy. Now, look, the Mandalorian movie.
That's exactly what happened. That's how Hollywood works.
That's not how I pictured any of it.
It's the axe of Zaslav came unsheathed, and away they go. And because here's the thing. We all know that The Mandalorian is coming out. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie is coming out in May of 2026. So this is probably that Rey movie, right? Coming in December. They haven't officially pegged it that, but we all know that's the Rey movie. In years gone by, when a new Star Wars movie was coming out, which, unless it was called Solo, was a guaranteed billion-dollar film, even The Rise of Skywalker made $1 billion. Everybody would scurry like cockroaches when the lights turn on into the corners because nobody wanted to open up against a Star Wars film. Times change. Because right now, the best name in sci-fi is Dune. And I say this as a lifelong Star Wars fan, greatest films of all time, blah, blah, blah. But right now, the king of the hill is Dune. Dune 2, I believe, is the greatest motion picture in the last 10 years. And they're on a roll. And they decided, you know what? We're gonna strut. We're gonna do a Conor McGregor ridiculous looking swagger into the ring, take out the axe, and say, deal with it. And they slapped it down right on Star Wars' release date. Do I believe both of these movies can open up at the same time? No. This isn't a Barbenheimer situation. These are two films that are going, I'm not going to say 100% the same audience, but 90% of the same audience. Like Barbenheimer was, you're going to get your Barbie crowd going to Barbie, your Oppenheimer crowd going to Oppenheimer, and they're both going to hype up going to the movies this weekend. This is not that situation. I don't believe these can both open up at the same time. And as inconceivable, in my best Vincini from The Princess Bride, as inconceivable as it sounds, Star Wars is going to blink. Star Wars is going to move. Now, they might try some negotiations, but here's the thing. They just announced this movie, which we assume is going to be Dune, because we've heard reports that Dune 3 will start production in mid-2025, which means that December 2026 would be a logical release. But just keep that in the back of your head that it may not be Dune 3, but it's probably Dune 3. Star Wars had already announced December 18th, 2026. So Warner Brothers just announced this for December 18th, 2026, knowing a Star Wars movie is going to be there. You don't come out and announce your date when you already know the other movie's there and then change your mind and move. Now, I think there's going to be some negotiations between Disney and Warner Brothers on this. You know, they'll say, okay, one of us will move. We'll move, but you make sure this date in 2027 stays open for us to do something. They'll negotiate. They'll come to some kind of deal. But yeah, one of them's going to move, and it ain't going to be Dune, I don't think. I can't believe I'm saying that. In years past, that's a ridiculous notion to say that the Star Wars movie will be the one to move. But I believe the Star Wars movie will be the one to move if they even have a Star Wars movie ready to come out, because we spent the last 5 years talking about Star Wars movies that have never come to pass. Right?
Well, if they do keep the same date, who's coming out on top? Is it Dune 3?
It's Dune 3. Not by a lot either. Because again, even the worst Star Wars movies made $1 billion. I think Dune 3 will come out on top, not by a lot. But here's the thing. They are going to cannibalize each other's business. Like, look, Dune does not want Star Wars to stay on that date. They came sauntering into that date, you know, totally comfortable, but they only did it because they believe they can get Star Wars to move. And Star Wars doesn't want to come out on the same day that Dune is. They are going to cannibalize each other's box office because a lot of the people who are going to go to Dune 3 will also want to go see a new Star Wars movie and vice versa. So I think if they do come out on the same date, again, as inconceivable as it sounds, I think Dune 3 comes out on top, even if it's not by a lot. But I cannot see it happening. I really do think one of the moves, and I think it's Star Wars. I think it's now, Jonathan. You were saying beforehand, before the show started, you thought Dune will be the one that moves. You still think that?
Yeah. No, I do. I mean, because I honestly think it's kind of baked in, and I know if it's going to be Rey, that's going to be divisive. But if people like what they see in the marketing, it's going to be huge. I mean, Dune 2 came up with 711 million, which is great.
Especially considering the first one made 400.
Yeah.
So it took up like a 80% jump.
But Dune 3, this is not going to be the same tone as Dune 1 and 2.
Yeah, I'm
like
actually
we've talked about,
Dune
people
3.
aren't going to like what happens in this. So it could have a great opening. It might actually beat. Okay, this is what I would think. I think Dune 3 would have a better opening than Rey, but I don't think it beats it in box office ultimately.
I mean, well, there's just too many generations of Star Wars fans. Right? That's why I don't believe it's good for either of them. Neither of them want to open with the other one on the same date. One of them's got to move. I don't see Warner Brothers moving Dune when they just announced it, when they knew Star Wars was there already.
Yep.
You know, Star Wars is not like when Star Wars claimed that date. You know what else is scheduled to come out that day? Nothing. Nothing else is scheduled for December 18th, 2026 right now. So when Star Wars took that date and planted their flag, there was nobody else there. Perfect. And it's been like that for a couple of months. Dune 3, though, sees Star Wars flag. They know they're on that date. They know they've already planted their flag. They know they're ramping up their marketing, that they're going to be, moving towards a December 18th release of the new Rey Star Wars movie. And they were like, we don't care. We're going to put our date on the exact same day.
They did their best Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, I don't care. That's a great deep cut. Kudos to anybody in the live chat who knows that's a reference. That's a great one. So, yeah, we'll see here what happens. You know when you discover a new binge-worthy show or a song that you bump on repeat and you have to share it with your friends so they can experience just how awesome it is? That's kind of what it feels like when you discover that Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. It's such an awesome deal, there is no way you can keep it to yourself. My last mobile service provider was quite good, but ever since I switched to Mint Mobile, I've enjoyed even better coverage, better phone clarity, and I'm paying less than a third of what I paid to my old provider. Say goodbye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all of your existing contacts. To get this new customer offer and your new 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bills to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions may apply. See Mint Mobile for details. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? I mean, if this next Denis Villeneuve film, which is probably Dune 3, is in fact Dune 3, and they're both going to open on the same day with a Star Wars film, do they both actually open on the same day, or does one of them move? And if so, which one do you think moves? Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.